People have been saying that Sylus is not a vampire because he's an archfiend. In my personal opinion, he is 100% a vampire, as well as an archfiend. I'm actually thinking of making a whole deep dive into this in a YouTube video, but let's just go like overall. I'll start by saying leave the Edward Cullen bullshit aside, okay? That has nothing to do with vampires. Even Robert Pattinson is about to jump from that window and tell you that that is not a vampire story, okay? Let's understand this first. Vampires could also be fiends. In fact, one of the first vampires in film history was called a fiend, which is the most famous Nosferatu. There's nothing new. Demon, a fiend, is an origin. A vampire is a state of living. You will see in the most articles, news, even in the academic papers about vampire movies, you'll see people calling them fiends because they are. Desire, devour, hunger, eat. They are typical vampire stories. Number 1, the bait, the summon. Vampires require an invitation, an acceptance to feed on souls. We know the loop that goes around Sylus' stories, which is based on consent. In Nosferatu, for example, he was obsessed with Ellen. We're not talking about something romantic. He's obsessed with devouring and draining her soul. Does that sound familiar to you? From a myth? And do you know why we had to wait the whole movie? Because she had to give him consent. Just like how Sylus had to wait for MC as a dragon. This includes most of the Slavic folklores and Sims 4 because you cannot enter people's house as a vampire if you're not invited. And Sylus is literally summoned and awakened from a coffin. In most of the movies, because they're believed to be demonic creatures by people, they are trapped in their coffins or caves and they're being awakened by a summon. Because there is a guy in this game who wasn't liked by the people of Sylus. He was trapped by we don't know who, but he does mention in the trailer that MC was the only person who wanted him in Sylus. You have some worth, my dearest wife. I know, we all lost our minds to hear that, but don't get tricked, but because this is a very typical vampire thing. In ancient vampire stories, they called their victim brides, as well as Dracula, because he called Mina bride. Okay, video ended up being a bit too long, so I'll share a part 2 and I'll talk about the bond and destiny and their deaths. Bye bye.